Welcome to Imagine this evening, whether you're here live or praying through the YouTube channel. This is also the third of our 6 Wednesday prayers, which are doing a few things. They are touching into the spiritual exercises. They're engaging with creation where possible in this season of creation. And they are also accompanying through prayer Father Chris Gorton, who continues to make his way to Santiago to Compostela, raising money for Caritas. Let me show you a photo of where he's been recently. Saint-Jean-Pied-Port. It looks rather lovely, doesn't it? Yesterday was a rest day here. Today, I think it is the 25th, they made their way from Saint-Jean-Pied-Port to Roncesvalles, I think that is. And tomorrow they travel on to Zabeldica. It's quite a way, quite a long way to run. I have some more pictures to show you. There is Father Chris on the left and his nephew, Ben, who has joined Chris for some of it. I think you can tell that their knees are definitely related. And I think Ben will be departing soon, and Chris will be continuing on his own, joined by others some of the time. Today, we are praying with an old faithful in terms of imaginative contemplation. Many of you will have prayed the Bartimaeus story from the 10th chapter of Mark. It's a very popular one for praying with imagination. In this passage, we hear the blind beggar Bartimaeus cry out for mercy, which he duly receives. Mercy, God's loving forgiveness, is a theme, the main theme of the first week of the spiritual exercises. We need God's mercy, and God freely gives it. The prayer of Bartimaeus has become the Jesus prayer over the centuries. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And often pilgrims would recite that prayer as a mantra as they walk, saying it in time with their steps. The word mercy in English doesn't quite capture what is meant by that word in Greek. The Greek word for mercy, eleos, has the same root as the word for olive oil. Olive oil has been used extensively as a soothing agent for wounds. The oil was poured onto the wound and gently massaged in for soothing and comforting and making whole the injured part. And you may know that the Greek for Lord have mercy is Kyrie eleison. What we are asking of God in those words, Kyrie eleison, is Lord, soothe me, comfort me, take away my pain. Show me your steadfast love. This passage also sees Bartimaeus setting off on the road with Jesus, the road to Jerusalem. He's about to begin a pilgrimage with Christ, in company with Christ. And to make that journey, he will leave his mantle, his outer garment, his outer coat behind him. A question we might ask of ourselves: what do you leave behind you as you walk with Christ? What might you need to let go of? We familiarize ourselves with this story, which some of you will know so well. They reached Jericho. And as he left Jericho with his disciples and a large crowd, Bartimaeus, that is, the son of Timaeus, a blind beggar, was sitting at the side of the road. When he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to shout and to say, "Son of David, Jesus, have mercy on me." And many of them scolded him and told him to keep quiet. But he only shouted all the louder, "Son of David, have pity on me." Jesus stopped and said, "Call him here." So they called the blind man. "Courage," they said, "get up, he is calling you." So throwing off his cloak, he jumped up and went to Jesus. Then Jesus spoke. "What do you want me to do for you?" "Rabboni," the blind man said to him, "Master, let me see again." Jesus said to him, "Go, your faith has saved you." And immediately his sight returned, and he followed him along the road. We take a little more time to settle. You might notice how your body is this evening. Supported by the chair or the floor. The touch of your clothes. The temperature in the room. And if you notice that you're carrying any tension in any part of your body, you might let go of some of that. You might breathe it out into God. And however you are as you come to prayer just now, how is the God who loves you welcoming you? Gently, we begin to see this scene in our mind's eye. Jesus and a crowd are leaving the town of Jericho. And there is a beggar, perhaps several, at the side of the road. Don't force the scene, but nevertheless see if you can notice some of the details. And right at the beginning, find yourself in the scene. Where are you? Who are you? You might be someone in the crowd. You might be a disciple. It might be you or someone else. You might even find yourself being Bartimaeus. If you are him, then you won't be looking around at much. If you're not him, then see the buildings of Jericho. See the road that they are on. The sky. Feel the sun's heat on your face. And as you look at people in the crowd, hear the sounds that they are making. Smell the air. And whatever you're wearing, notice the touch of the cloth against your skin. Let's focus in on the main players. Where is Jesus? Can you locate him? You might not see him clearly, but notice where he is. And notice Bartimaeus, this a man who is blind, resorting to begging to stay alive. What is his life like? We're not told everything in the story. So, how does Bartimaeus discover that it is Jesus who is passing? How does that come about? And how does that knowledge affect him? And you watch and you listen as he begins to call out loudly, Son of David, Jesus, have mercy on me. Watch him for a little while. Some in the crowd are telling him to be quiet. Why is that? What do you do? Are you with the crowd telling him to shut up? Do you do something else? Do you have a role here? The man shouts even louder. Have mercy on me. What's the feeling in the words? And then you notice an important moment. Jesus noticing him. And he stops. And Jesus sends for him. Call him here. The crowd change their tune. Rise up, get up, he's calling you. He throws away the cloak he's been wearing, makes his way. Perhaps he needs help. Watch Jesus as Bartimaeus gets closer. How he receives him. And then here Jesus asks the question, what do you want me to do for you? The reply, Master, let me see again. response, "Your faith has saved you." And then watch as Bartimaeus sees again. How are Jesus and Bartimaeus now looking at each other? Catch their emotions. Watch this man with his sight restored looking at the world of creation around him, seeing again its beauty. Bartimaeus will now follow Jesus along the road as they make their way to Jerusalem. But we're not done yet. Whoever you are in the scene, if you can, go to Jesus yourself. Let him look at you. Does he ask that question of you? What do you want me to do for you? If he does, take your time. Be honest. Give him your answer. Or maybe something else happens between you. I'm going to leave you for a minute or so. Let whatever wants to happen between you and Jesus happen now. what is happening between you and Jesus. What does he want you to know? Perhaps if you haven't got to him, nevertheless, what does he want you to know? Jesus will be continuing his journey, bringing his loving mercy to all who are open to it. Do you want to go with him? If you want to find your own words to express your desire, then do that in your own heart. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner.